Alright, so within an hour, maybe 2 hours, of finishing Omnath and presenting it to all of you lads, I started making changes. I realized I forgot something. I forgot something real fucking obvious. So right off the bat, the first change I made, I take out steady progress. Okay, so a 2 and a blue instantly proliferate and draw a card. So, okay, why would I want to instantly proliferate? I'm not... Yes, I've got a lot of Hydras, a lot of plus and plus encounters. I don't have any Planeswalkers, though. I don't have any poison counters. I don't have anything like that. So I think in this deck, to instantly proliferate, even though I get to draw a card, isn't quite what I want to do. I don't think it quite hits the spot. So I took that out and I replaced it with the Defense of the Heart that I had wanted to put in. Where's Defense of the Heart? Sorceries, creatures. How did I get this mixed up? What the hell did I do? Okay, I took it out of the box wrong. That's what I did. Anyway, so I put in Defense of the Heart. 3 and a green, enchantment, beginning upkeep. If an opponent controls 3 or more creatures, sacrifice it. Go look through your library for 2 creature cards, put them into play. Directly into play, and then shuffle. This is the card that made it so Cube and I declared a truce, and neither one of us are running Maha. It's Feathers Laugh. So, because the one time I broke Defense of the Heart, and I went and got Haha, It's Feathers Laugh, and Elish Norn. Meaning all of my creatures, because of Haha, all my creatures, all my opponent's creatures had a base toughness of 1, and Elish Norn said, oh, I'm sorry, they all die. They all get -2/-2. And so then we declared a truce, and neither one of us are playing it. So, what am I looking for in Defense of the Heart? Why am I playing it? Let me just sort this out real quick. So, what's the best thing I can really get? Deep Close Gate, if I have enough creatures to double the counters on. Terastodon, so I can blow up things that are bothering me earlier in the game than I could, 8 mana. Vigor, I can go pull Vigor. Experiment Cry, if there's some fun creatures out there and I want to start using their activated abilities. Forgotten Ancient, if I want to get that going quicker than I should. Gargos, to make my Hydras come into play with extra plus and plus. Because they cost 4 less to cast, that means it's 4 more. So if I have Gargoros, Vicious Watcher in play, my Hydra spells cost 4 less to cast. So that means Apocalypse Hydra, if I pay 3 with Gargoros out, it comes into play 5 plus and plus encounters. Hydra Omnivore, Colonian Hydra, Master Biomancer, so I can start playing creatures. The thing is, this deck, there really are 2 ways to play it. So a lot of the creatures have X in the mana cost. So one way to play it is wait until you have enough mana to cast them for an interesting size. So Apocalypse Hydra, I could wait until I have 7 mana, barring other things. Barring Gargos, barring Master Biomancer. But just looking at the surface of it, I could pay 7 to play it as a 10/10, because at 5 or more it comes into play with additional X plus and plus encounters. Or, what I can do is I can get them out early as possible and use proliferate effects, doubling effects, that sort of thing, to make them bigger. Yes, taking this out does not really feed into that plan, but I've got Karn's Bastion, I've got Contagion Clasp, I've got Contagion Engine. Both of those let me proliferate. And then I've got things like vigor. So if they would take damage, they get counters. Viral Drake, just 3 in a blue and proliferate. And again, it's an instant speed. So I don't need to waste a card, even though I get another card out of it, to do this. Then there's Forgotten Ancient, of course. So I can move counters around from him onto the things to make them bigger. So I don't need, well, Genesis Hydra, if I don't play him for big initially, I don't get much benefit. Because when I cast him, I show off the top X cards in my library. I can put a non-land permanent card with a CMC X or less from among them onto the battlefield, and then shelve the rest of my library. It sucks that I can't get a land. It's kind of irritating that I can't at least get a land out of it. So if I put him down and I look at the top, say 5 cards, and I see this guy who costs 6, and I see a bunch of Hydras that would die if I just put them into play, then it whiffs. It doesn't feel good. Oh yeah, what else could I... Sapphire Drake. If I get him into play off of Defense of the Heart, things get really interesting really fast. So anyway, let's keep going. So Defense of the Heart is now in the deck. State of Progress is coming out. Something else I realized. When I built the deck, my idea was I would have... Okay, it started as a stack of green, red, and blue cards. Blue, green, red cards. A stack of them. And I thought if I go with Omnath, because I can dump mana into him, and he'll store it. He turns a black, but I don't care, because the Hydra is X. X is colorless. Who gives a shit, right? He is the only black card around the deck. He's not in the deck, but my idea was if I put Omnath, have a 5-color commander, I get access to white protection, I get access to black recursion. But I didn't actually put any black recursion in the deck. In fact, other than Omnath, the only card in the deck that uses black at all is this one. That's it. I don't have any anything. Oversoul Cemetery. What else? Demonic Tutor. Come on, brain, fucking work. God damn it. I don't have any black shit. I don't have anything black in the deck. This is the only thing that has black activation cost. So I don't actually need these swamps. I don't. Which is kind of funny, because I'm playing a 5-color deck. Because of the commander's colors. And one of the 5 colors really has no place in the deck. I still have Bujika Bog, but that's mainly for the Exiling Summoner's Graveyard. I have Cabal Coffers, and yeah, it only works out of swamps, but that's why I have Urborg, and the reason they're together is so I can pump a lot of mana into the X spells. Other than that, I mean, so to cast him, the black, it's 2 life anyway. It's for extra mana. I can just spend 2 life and cast him. I don't need the black. And even so, I still got Overgrown Tomb. I've got Ziggoth Triumph. Exotic Orchard. Any of my opponents have black. So I think I'm covered. So if I take these out, if I take out 4 lands, I'm not going down to 36 lands. I'm replacing land for land. So take out those 4 swamps. And here's what I was thinking of, and you're gonna laugh. You're gonna fucking laugh your head off when you see the last card I'm thinking of. So I thought I'd put Reliquary Tower because I've got quite a few draw effects in there, but probably not enough to justify this because the deck is pretty color hungry. But it's an idea. Opal Palace. I'm thinking because of all the plus and counter shenanigans the deck does, if I have Old Palace in play and I use it to cast Omnath, then he'll get plus and counters, and he can join the unblockable fun if Sapphire Drake is in play. He can join, no, if Herald is in play, he can join the flying fun if Sapphire Drake is in play. So it's Herald. Herald is the one that gives them unblockable if they have plus and counters. So Opal Palace is pretty good. And then there's Path of Ancestry. It's a command tower that comes into play tapped. None of my other creatures are... Before I lie to you, let's see. Phyrexian Elemental. Okay, that's an Elemental. It's a Bird Horse and a Phyrexian. He's an Elemental. Ooze Mutant, no. Okay, Fertilid is an Elemental. Forgotten Ancient is an Elemental. Huh. So actually I have a lot more cohesion with that card than I thought. Hydra, Snake Shaman. I don't have any... There's another Elemental. I don't have any Phyrexians in the deck with all the, the Proliferate and Viral Drake and shit. They're not Phyrexians. Okay. Fair enough. So I've got a few Elementals. So Path of Ancestry, maybe I'll get to Scry once or twice. And then I thought about this, because I was looking for more lands that would give me mana of any color. I've got Rainbow Veil, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to put it in. Oh. And then the last card. I actually forgot this. I'm playing a 5-color deck, and I forgot the goddamn command tower. Can you believe that shit? Fucking... The one land, the first land that I should think of, and it's the one that I forgot. So command tower goes in. So let's look at these lands. Okay, command tower is definitely going in. Path of Ancestry is going in. Opal Palace, yeah, that should go in. So then it comes down to Reliquary Tower versus Gateway Plaza. So Gateway Plaza comes into play tapped, and I have to pay 1, or I sacrifice it, but it reliably gives me 1 mana of any color, with no drawback after that. Reliquary Tower gives me no maximum hand size, so if I'm drawing a lot of cards, I don't have to discard them. Let's take a look at the card draw suite to see which one is more interesting. Okay, Inspiring Call. Yeah, if I have 6 creatures and I Inspiring Call for 6, am I going to be worried about discarding them? Any of them? Because I should, well, if I do it during my opponent's turn, which is the most likely scenario, there are 2 most likely. One, I'm attacking, and there's a lot of unfavorable blocks, or my opponent plays an instant that makes his creatures more powerful, leading to unfavorable blocks. So I can give my creatures indestructible and draw a bunch of cards. If I do that when I'm attacking, that means during my second main phase I can play quite a few of them. If I'm being attacked and I block and I make them all indestructible, or I'm responding to some kind of board wipe that, like Wrath of God, Damnation, anything like that, then I won't be able to cast those cards. But if it's not my turn, I don't have to discard either, so that does not lead itself towards Reliquary Tower. Yeah, there's the Contagions. Clasp, 4, Proliferate. Contagion Engine, 4, Proliferate, and then do it again. You didn't get enough proliferation. So, nothing else in here draws cards. Let's look at the creatures. Who draws me cards? Let's see. who she draws me cards, but it's not in a huge burst. Whenever +1/+1 encounter is placed on her. So it's either when something bigger than her comes into play, or I move counters onto her with Forgotten Ancient, which if I'm doing that, it's my turn. So if I draw cards, I can cast them. What else? What else draws me cards? Let's see. Hydrocrisis, but it's not typically going to be a lot. Unless I go in a huge burst and I spend, 8 on the X. But again, that's only 4 cards because it's half. Half X life, half X cards. It comes to play with X +1/+1 encounters. What else? Mindless Automaton. So comes into play at 2 +1/+1 encounters. I'm going to want to put more counters on it so I can use it as a recursive, reliable source of extra cards. But then again, they're not going to be coming up that fast. It's not like I'm going to have 20 counters on him and go bang and draw 10 cards. Although it is possible. Her, Nin, I'm not going to be drawing cards every turn with her from my creatures. So, again, it's just short bursts. So I guess I don't need the Reliquary Tower. I know I need the colored mana, though. I've put Gateway Plaza into a deck before, and I took it out because I found something better. So, let's go with that. We'll go with Gateway Plaza, Opal Palace, Path of Ancestry, and of course the Command Tower, in place of these 4 swamps. I'll deal with that later. So, those go in, that comes out. Now, something else I have this stack of cards. Actually, Ghost Quarter I don't need because I have Stingmoggy. Stingmoggy, to show you, to remind you, in case you forgot, because it was yesterday, nobody remembers yesterday anymore. 3 in a red, comes to play 2 +1/+1 encounters. 3 in a red, pull one of them off of him, and blow up an artificial land. So I don't really need the Ghost Quarter because I've got Stingmoggy. A path fixed by the Stingmoggy. It was probably the wrong path anyhow. Oh yeah, and I've got these guys. 2 in a blue, remove a +1/+1 encounter from creature control, draw a card. So, yeah, more card draw. Right. I was thinking putting Insight in there. This has been errated, by the way. So, all of you know that Rhystic Study is a game changer card. If you don't want to have too many game changers in your deck, or you don't want to pay for Rhystic Study because shit, they keep getting reprinted, but it comes so far along, so few and far between, they don't really drop in price that much, do they? I think the cheapest one is still about €15. So if you don't want to pay for Rhystic Study, and a lot of your mates play green, get an Insight. They're only about €1 or €2, and they cost the same, 2 in a blue, and they've been errated. So it's not target opponent, it's whenever any opponent casts a green spell, you draw a card. And I guarantee, yes, there have been times where I've been in games where nobody's playing green. But that's usually not the case, is that usually there's at least one guy playing green, and he's ramping like a motherfucker, and he's casting little elves like a madman. So you can get a lot of cards off that guy. Now, that said, after reviewing the card draw options I have, I don't think I need Insight in this deck. Also, reviewing the card draw options I have, in conjunction with the ramp I have, I don't know if I need 3 visits. If I need the extra card draw or ramp. Because I have Guided Passage. It gets me a land. I don't get to pick it. I don't know what land I'm getting. It's probably going to be a basic land, but it's a land. Nature's Lore, I can go find any form. It's 3 visits with a different name. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 sorceries that each will get me at least one land. Sylvan Scrying and Guided Passage, the land goes in my hand, so I still have to use my land drop. The others, the land comes into play, so I've got 5 sorceries. He lets me play more lands per turn. And I have, let's see, 1 mana creature, 1, where's the other one? 2 creatures that find land, specifically. I also have Sun Titan, that if there's nothing else in my graveyard, I can pull a fetch land back. So I've got 7 ramp cards, and I've got 2 rocks. I only have Arcane Signet and Soul Ring. Decided not to go with Chromatic Lantern because in a 5-color deck, people are going to look at that lantern and they're going to think you need it real bad. And they'll blow it up just because they think you need it real bad. So I tried to build a deck so I didn't need Chromatic Lantern. So I've got 7 ramp cards. And I've got 2 rocks. We'll see if that works. We'll see if it's sufficient. I'm not quite convinced. I'm still trying to convince myself that it is sufficient. And I'll see the first time I play. Seedborn Muse. Okay, she needs to go in there. And I'll show you why. So she needs to go in there because she can tap on my lands, on my mana sources. And I've got things like Ashling, so I can put more counters in Ashling and burn the world. So what else do I have that I'm going to want the Viral Drake to proliferate every turn. If I can do it every turn, 1, 2, 3, 4 turns, because I untap my lands. You know, I proliferate at the end of my turn, his turn, his turn, his turn. Then that's an extra 4 plus and plus counters in all my creatures. If I can untap Experiment Cry 4 turns and put 4 plus, it's separate creatures. He only puts 1 plus 1 plus 1 counter on a target creature, but still there's more counters. What else would I want to untap? Let's see. It wouldn't really work if I could put like three counters a turn on him somehow. If it's cheaper, easier to get counters on him, then I could keep untapping him and keep taking the counters off and burning somebody. A Nin. I can keep hurting things with Nin. Let's see. July, Voice of Plenty. I can put a +1/+1 counter every creature I control if I have 6 mana. So, Shapers of Nature. I can put counters on creatures or draw cards depending on what I need. So those are some pretty good options for reasons for the Seedborn Muse. Another one is, of course, the 2 Contagion Clasp and Engine, the 2 Contagion pieces. And Ion Storm. Ion Storm, 2 in a red for an enchantment. 1 in a red, remove a +1/+1 counter from a permanent you control and shock something. So if I've got enough +1/+1 counters going around and I can untap every turn and get a couple shocks in every turn, I can start whittling away at things. Start taking down some of the smaller creatures that bother me. Or if, 2 shocks is 4 damage, that'll kill a lot of things. So I want her in the deck. To get her in the deck, so I took out the, Steady Progress. I took out Steady Progress. They can take out the Fuel for the Cause too. So a counter spell, and it costs 4. I've got Gilded Archmage. Glen Elender Archmage to counter non-creature spells. So I don't think I need this. I don't think I need fuel for the cause. I think the cause has enough fuel. So let's put in Seedborn Muse instead of fuel for the cause. I think that'll suit my purposes better. So let's put her where she goes in alphabetical order until I put the overall sleeves on and shuffle up. Now then, here's a Respite. 4 and a green. Instant Fog, and then go find X basic lands or X number of creatures attacking you, put them on the battlefield tab and shuffle. I was thinking about this. I want some kind of another fog effect, another protection effect. I was really thinking about this. It's beautiful. I love the art. I really do. It's calming and peaceful. I just like looking at it. But I don't think it's the card I need. The other thing is, other than Bajika Bong, I have no way of dealing with graveyards. So I was thinking of Keen-Eyed Curator, who is a green Withered Wretch. He's a green Withered Wretch, except Withered Wretch is 2/2. He's only a 3/3. He's a 3/3. Wretch is a zombie, though. And there is a shitload of support for zombies. So it doesn't matter that the Wretch is a 2/2. If you're playing a zombie deck, he's going to get big and death touch and all kinds of nasty shit real fast. But they both had the same CMC, and they both say 1, exile target card from graveyard. But this guy, as long as there are 4 or more card types among cards exiled with him, he gets +4/+4 on trample. He would be a 7/7 trampler. And then, of course, it's going to be easy to put counters on him. I just don't know if I need to worry that much about graveyards, if I should put him in or not. It's something that I'm considering. And then I've got Orum's Thunder. The deck has only one way of dealing with enchantments, and that's the big motherfucker. Where is that big motherfucker? God damn it. I hate it when I fucking forget. What is his stupid name? Come here, you big green bitch. Where are you? I just saw him. In here. He's a big green bitch. He's a 9/9 for 8 mana. He comes into play. You get to destroy 3 things. Whoever Terastodon. Because it's not in alphabetical order. Let's put these. Yeah, I did pull that out of the box wrong. So Terastodon is the only way I have of dealing with enchantments. Which probably isn't a good idea. I probably need something else. So here's the something else that I was thinking of. So Orum's Thunder. 2 and a white. Instant. Blow up an artifact or enchantment. If I pay the kicker cost, if I pay 2 white and 2 red and white, not only do I blow up an artifact or enchantment, the Orum's Thunder deals damage to the artifact or enchantment's controller equal to the CMC. Oh no, to target creature. Why don't I fucking read the cards before I start running my mouth about them? 2 and a white, kicker red. So, destroy target artifact or enchantment. So if I spend 2 red, white, destroy target artifact or enchantment. If you pay the kicker cost, the red, it deals damage equal to that artifact or enchantment CMC to target creature. Fucking creature, not the controller. God damn it. So it's kind of creature kill, artifact, enchantment control. Could be fun. But what would I take out? Again, it's the most fun question to answer as a commander player. What do you take out of your deck to put in something else that's fun? Jesus Christ. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I lost count. Fuck it, who cares? Who gives a shit? I lost count, I can't fucking count. I can't remember cards. I should go to bed. Okay, so Polychronos. 4/4 5/5. With, of course, the monstrosity. He doesn't have any trample, doesn't have any evasion. Not sure if I wanted the deck. What else can I do for 4 mana? If I cast this for 4 mana, it's a 2/2. Not very interesting. He's really interesting, but he's not a 5/5 for 4 mana. He's 6 mana. So what? Forgotten Ancient. Do I want this? How much do I want this? I would be dumping, again, if I go wide, kind of. If I start casting the Hydras for 4 mana, and they come into play as a 2/2 with the thought I'll make them bigger later. Am I going to want the Genesis Hydra? We got 6. 5 for a 4/4 instead of 4 for a 5/5. Well, he's triple green to get him started, but he's got trample. Let's see. Double the counters. He just, as long as he sits around and makes it to my upkeep, he'll get more counters. This is where it's starting to get tough. So Polychronos, the monstrosity, I kind of don't care about it because it costs so much. Of course, it's instant speed and it will kill things, but I've got other ways of killing things. But it is a 4 mana 5/5. Although these days, that's not that impressive. And again, to return to what I'm talking about, what I'm trying to fix, is I have no way of destroying an enchantment other than the Terastodon. So what if I took out Polychronos, even though he's a Hydra and fits the theme of the deck, for Orm's Thunder? So I've got something that can deal with a goddamn enchantment. So let's put her with the instance. Okay, so Polychronos will come out. Let me separate these into, so these are cards I took out. These are cards that I thought about but didn't go in. And then I'm also thinking about, okay, comeuppance. In some ways it's not that great a card because you have to hold 4 mana up. And it doesn't have a convoke or anything. But 3 and a white instantly prevent all damage will be dealt to you and planeswalkers you control this turn by sources you do not control. If damage from a creature source is prevented this way, it deals that much damage to that creature. So, if you get attacked by, say, 4 creatures, and they're all, for the sake of argument, 5/5s, you cast Comeuppance, you prevent the damage, and each creature takes damage according to how much damage it would deal. So unless they have a higher toughness than power, they're going to kill themselves. Also, if damage from a non-creature source is prevented this way, it deals that much damage to the source's controller, and the effect lasts until the end of turn. So if your opponent attacks and you Comeuppance, and he didn't really understand the second part of the card, and after Comeuppance he decides to cast Blasphemous Act for a board wipe, no. He just killed himself. So I want to put that in there. And then I also have Final Showdown. I don't have any board wipes in the deck. I don't think I have any at all. So I was thinking Final Showdown. So 1 white to get started. Instantly spree. So every one extra one you spend, all creatures lose ability. You spend another one, all creatures lose abilities until end of turn. Which I'm I'm not keen on, because my creatures all, a lot of them have interesting abilities, but it's nice the option is there. Or one white, and I'm pretty sure I can pay this one as many times as I want. So if I have 1 mana, 1 white, and then I've got 4 other mana, I can choose 4 creatures and make them indestructible until end of turn. And if I've got enough mana, I can add another 5 and then destroy the creatures except the ones that made it indestructible until end of turn. So I'm thinking about that. And there's also Erratic Portal. Typically, whenever I make a deck with a lot of enter the battlefield triggers, I want some way of bouncing the creature back to my hand so I can reuse it. Because I don't have any recursion in the deck. I don't have any way of getting creatures out of the graveyard unless they're small. Well, no, that's not true. I've got the witnesses, so they can bring creatures out of the graveyard. So let's see if Erratic Portal is interesting. Let's see how many... The Deep Glow Skate is why I was thinking about it, to be honest. So, Deep Glow Skate, the 2 witnesses, that's 3. I suppose I could bounce a Fertilic back to my hand and replay it if I need more lands. That's 4. 5, if I have enough mana to do it again. I'm not going to count her because I should be able to put +1/+1 counters on her to negate the -1/-1 counters. So there's 4 enter the battlefield triggers that are interesting. Hydra Crisis, that's 5. Let's see. Him, I want to put more counters on him. I don't want to bounce him and have him come back down 2. So we have 5. Comes into play abilities that are interesting. 6, Sun Titan. 7, but he costs a lot. Oh my god, 8 fucking mana. And it's combat damage. Ulash the Hate Seed. I don't know how many creatures, how big he's going to get really. But with all the proliferate, the 4 pieces of proliferation I have, and Forgotten Ancient, and the, what the hell are those guys called again? The Merfolk dudes. Come on, Merfolk dudes, where are you? I've never played you before, so it's no Shapers of Nature. Yeah, never played with them before. Got them for the art. Put them in the deck just because I had them. So I can put more counters on things. To make him bigger. He comes into play. So I only have 7 creatures that really have an interesting enter the battlefield ability. Erratic Portal, of course, it only will hurt an opponent if they tapped out. So I probably don't need that. This one's thrash too. Look at that. Look how beat up that card is. It's been played. It's been loved since Exodus. Oh yeah, it's been around. Okay, so we're down to 2 cards. I need to pull 2 cards for those 2. And it's like pulling teeth. So what don't I need so much? Curse of Opulence. I did say that this would be one of the first cards that would get cut once things got painful. Because, so if I enchant somebody, whenever they're attacked, I get a gold token. If they're not the one being attacked, I don't get shit. If I enchant myself and I'm being attacked, then I'll get gold tokens. But is it really worth it? Is it really something that I need? I do want to play with this card in a deck sometime in order to see how it works, though. But anyway, let's take out Curse of Opulence. We'll put it up here. 4 comeuppance. Yeah, it doesn't cause me to hold up 4 mana. But it should wreck somebody's day. And if I've got the Seedborn Muse, I don't have to hold up shit. If I've got the Seedborn Muse, fuck it, I'll tap out. Because I'm untapping with everybody else anyway. Alright, so let's put comeuppance in here. And what about Final Showdown? Do I care about it? Like I said, I don't have any board wipes. To do it at instant speed, just destroy the creatures, costs 6. How good is this? I know it's the price tag. I traded for it. I didn't buy it. I traded for it. The price tag indicates that it's good, though. Is it better than one of these other creatures? I don't know. I don't think so. I think I should leave the deck as it is. Play it. Next week, I won't be going to the EDH night on Thursday. I'm going to Ostruzna, so I'll be taking my Ostruzna decks. Of course, it's only going to be one of my friends there. The other 2 lads that typically join us cannot come, so we're not really going to get any EDH games in. I'm taking Vintage and Modern because it's just going to be 1v1. And me playing even my prog decks against my host, it's not good because he's the newest player. So he's got the least amount of experience. He's got very little time to play Magic at all. So he doesn't build up the experience as quickly as, somebody that plays more often. And I just take them apart. So that's why we play Modern and Vintage, because it's more of an even footing. So I think I'll leave the deck there. If there's anything in here you think I should take out for the Final Showdown, let me know. Or any of the other cards. Because I'm just... I'm kind of at an impasse. I've not played the deck yet. I don't know how it works. I should goldfish it tomorrow. I'll goldfish it tomorrow and see how it runs. And then I'll know how badly I need the Final Showdown, or I know if there's pieces in the deck that aren't going to work as well as I think they will. How about that? But anyway, do tell me though. That's what the comments are for. And lick and subscribe. If you haven't licked and subscribed yet, it helps me out. And the scribe likes it.